yes, like mechanics and ball control can always get better, but again, we're taking into account the controller situation, so I don't really want to go down that route. Like how we move the ball up the field, what types of plays we go for. But what we're missing is, so this is like a Grand Champ 1, Grand Champ 2 player, Grand Champ 2 player in threes, playing Champ 2 and ones on a new controller, new binds, new finger grip. We'll probably keep it towards the decision-making side of things, game sense side of things, and disregard some of the ball control and mechanics due to controller problems. So far, we're just diving, which are clear-cut mistakes, right? Overcommit goals. If it bugs me, I will talk about it, because that's decision-making, not mechanics. But overall, so like I don't care about a missed shot like that, because that's probably binds. I like looking at ones every once in a while. It's when you really get to see a player think. That's a good counterattack right there. Good. I actually don't think you look as bad. It probably feels awkward to play on a new controller, but nice kickoff. I mean, so far so good. Couple overcommits, but that's par for the course with ones. I like our boost control. And I like our ball control. The only thing I'm looking for, actually, so if I could describe how we're going to play, right? This is pretty much like our workflow for ones, our decision making for ones, and I'll explain like what's missing. Like there's really only one thing missing in the decision making categories. So we're going to play goal line defense. We're going to control up the field. We're going to create some offense. We either score on the counterattack or we create threatening offense to where we could steal boost. If the player gets ball control, it's rotate back, shadow, play goal line, rinse and repeat. Yes, like mechanics and ball control can always get better, but again, we're taking into account the controller situation, so I don't really want to go down that route. Like how we move the ball up the field, what types of plays we go for. But what we're missing is kind of like ball chasey cuts on the way back to defense. And I'm assuming / hoping you're going to prove me wrong and show me one. And I'll just use this play as an example. Not specifically, like your decision to full rotate back, play goal line is fine. It's just we're doing it over and over and over again. You're 0 boost, hence why you did it. But let's say in another world, you track your pads, you get a, I don't know, 30, 40 boost, you play close shadow, right? And you end up cutting, or turn fake cut, or turn fake shadow. So it's more so this impact on the way back to defense being a type of defense, meaning we have goal line, we have backboard, we have pre-jumps, right? We have aggressive ego challenges from the goal line, that goalie save mentality. But it's like playing defense, kind of this full field. We have good control back to defense if we have ball control, but it's this impact right here through cuts or demos or backflip challenges, or remember, you can cut into a fake challenge into shadow defense. It doesn't mean you always have to turn ego. I think that would be a nice little focus, is the impact on the way back. It's not demos. Like it's a part of it, but it's, I'll see if I can find a good example and show you. Like we have good control back to defense, and you could say that was like a turn cut, but it's like the turn cuts or turn fakes or whatever when the opponent has ball control. All G. Ones is a pretty straightforward playlist. You either get kickoff gold or counterattack scored on. I just think we're super well rounded, especially with how we control, create offense. Fine. But with defense, we're very goal line shadow heavy. And it might not feel as important in, this is Champ 2, but if you're goal line shadow heavy in Grand Champ 1, Grand Champ 2 ones, or players playing SSL ones, you give players space. I mean, you'll even find players in Champ 3, GC 1 absolutely clip on you if you play goal line defense. Like, you literally can't give players space anymore. Where, like, you see how you, like, have a little air dribble, corner pinch, whatever we want to call this. This wasn't even, like, crazy mechanics, and we score. And this player's playing, like, shadow backboard defense. As you move up door, when you play goal line shadow, people are going to do this, but it's maximized. It's way clippier. See, I like that. Now, this is, like, not exactly what I'm looking for, because I'm looking for that you create your offense, and I'm looking for that impact on the way back to defense. We're already in our defensive half, but you see how we fake into cut. We don't just play goal line defense, backboard, whatever, a more defensive decision would be right here. I want this in the transition midfield right here. And it's not always cut. It's not always fake. Like, make your decision. Don't always do the same thing. But just to kind of round out, I would say game sense. Everything else looks good. And I would say you switching controllers right now. We'll take that. You switching controllers right now, being in an off season for your competitive league, is smart if you've been thinking about switching controllers. Good job. Honestly, it probably feels more uncomfortable than it is, but it looks fine. I would play 1s and 2s for sure.